Today, we're going to be talking about the rise of AI and machine learning in the aspects of advancement in deep learning neural network, which enables machines to recognize patterns and make predictions. And we're particularly looking at what we find fascinating about the rise of AI and ML. So we have invited our user partners, our colleagues, and our team members, Zara and Elisha, who will be discussing the rise of AI and ML in the field that is fascinating us in the way we run our analysis and how we can discuss some of these key topics.
I, Zahara Bidi.
Hi, Elisha.
We
We
are
are
software
software
engineers.
But for me, personally, I find the ability of AI and ML algorithm to process and analyze vast amount of data in real time truly is fascinating. The advancement in deep learning and neural network, which enable machines to recognize patterns, make predictions, are particularly intriguing to me.
People who love Netflix, people who love IMDb. I don't know whether you know about it. Uh, what is the effect of the movie industry on us, not on them,
Oh,
on us?
on us.
Yes.
I think it depends on the kind of movies you watch. You have to check the impact of movies on us, right?
AI put in the movie industry, how will it impact us?
Oh, I think the first point is it's just like motivation, more especially for us who are in the tech world. You can see that you can do that yourself, right? If you watch it, you can think, okay, I think to help in the ideation process. If you watch a movie, for instance, just like the way Silicon Valley is popular, because it was a tech movie, it had no AI, but no, it was AI. Yeah, it was about AI. So you see, it became like a reference for everyone. You get? It's like, have you watched this movie? These guys are trying to develop an application that can predict a hot bath. You get? A hot dog, sorry. So you see, I think it's a motivation for those who are in the tech world, and those who ain't, they may say it's useless. So it comes back to. But if you watch today this movie, it has AI. You watch this. If you're somebody who
So
likes
if I'm
research
if
work,
I'm to
you
ask,
can find out.
well, when I want some movies, I can either go to Telegram to
Yeah,
download them.
mm,
I can either go to some sites like IMDb to
yeah.
download them. So how, because I know, so how will Telegram put AI, because it's
Oh,
almost focusing. A few people interact on Telegram, but it's more of sending big data, right? Big
okay.
videos and all that. So I want that effect. How will they make it easy for
Oh,
us
how would they
using
implement
AI?
it? Eh?
Yes,
Oh,
using
implementation.
AI. Yes.
Yeah, I think for Telegram, I'm not so certain because remember Telegram, I create a channel, then I get people to subscribe to it, then I keep feeding
Pushing
them
the movies.
what they
Yeah.
want. But when it comes to, let me just take the most common one, Net Niger.
Yes, makes sense.
Net Niger. I think this guys, you see the way they are categorized according to year of production. Is it a crime movie? Is it a love movie? Is it a romantic something? Yet,
Yeah, yeah.
but now, I think when I don't know if they have because I rarely interact with Niger, but I think how they would use AI is if I came today and I searched for a crime movie, tomorrow I came for a crime movie. Next time when I come, I expect to see crime movies first.
Yes.
And these are recommendation systems.
Yes.
And this is AI. Let's say they learn your preferences and they recommend according to what you want. So I think coming up with movie recommendation algorithms would be the best way to implement
AI
AI
in that.
in this industry.
Yes, and another key benefit, since we are still on the key benefits, I found AI a very good tool in making research. I'm talking about the religious part of it. It can be a Bible, it can be a Quran. So when I want a verse, maybe I want to know more about what happened, I'll just use the conversational AI that's for now. So I feel like they could also implement it in other websites that we lately used, like we used earlier, to make research in our religious parts of it. Like even even when you want a Bible verse, maybe you want to know more about what happened. I feel like they could use AI to make it more efficient for us to access uh, such stories. You know, some people make
Yeah, that's.
stories, movies about what happened
And
earlier.
you see, I think, by the I think it's well integrated can help the religious world. In
Yes,
that,
very
you
well.
see, we have. Okay, let's say me, I don't believe in these people who try to teach me how to believe in God.
And
Because
majority of
me,
people do so.
I
Yeah, yeah,
believe
yeah.
no one. You can't teach me how to love my God. No,
Yes.
I have to teach myself. So, however, people now they have a tendency. You know, the Bible has points that contradict. Yes. So somebody will get this verse and use it to change you. Yet let's say there's another verse that can answer that. So I think with I could just go and I'd be like, what I prompt it to tell me on what does the Bible say about hair? What does it say about hair? So it will bring for me all verses related to hair. Because I've seen arguments where people, if I have this hair, I'm against the Bible.
Thank you.
If I
Actually,
have this,
it's
but I
even in
think,
our religion,
yeah, but I
actually.
think these are people who haven't really, they claim they've read the Bible, but they have not. Because
Yes.
to me, in my own understanding of the Bible, my hair is fine.
Yes.
And you can't convince me.
Yes.
Because me, I believe that. Maybe I'll convince myself later. So I think,
To read that research you made
yeah,
using AI.
yeah, not even say yeah. But if it was there, in that I can just go and I think I will try it out on ChatGPT. I'll be like, what does the Bible say
Say
about
about this, then
this?
it will bring you a
Then to bring
variety
me
of sources and you
all different
authenticate
verses and
yourself.
also,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think that would be also good. And I think not only in religious life, in all aspects.
Okay, so on that aspect of religion, you mentioned about how AI is impacting. But I realized one thing is that religion, it's like a mind driven. Um, I don't want to say it in a way that people would feel bad about it, but they just enslave us into a belief that we go with certain norms. But what I want to just quickly say about religion is that when you look at these AI tools into the field of religion, sometimes they might be biased, okay, in their own aspect, own perspective, that we go with the narratives of what is being written in the Quran or in the Bible, okay? But if you live into that aspect and you don't think beyond what is within the Bible, I'll refer this in terms of the dressing code. Now, I read a post lately that a chairman made. Let me give it a quick narrative that if you look at like priceless treasure metals like gold that are deep under the ground, so it takes a lot of hard work. So it's the same thing. If you're a lady, you should cover your body so that it is hard, because when you leave it on the surface, anyone can dig and mine, okay,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
that aspect.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the chairman referring to the dress code of the ladies. That if you expose your body, it's like leaving your precious resources
Outside for
on
everyone.
yeah, for everyone to mine.
Mm.
Now, in that context, related to religion, about the air, like, to me, I find it's not something. Let's look at the essence way of life. We didn't have a comb. People would have the air, which is, some people would have those air which are like winded, okay, and it looks weird. And but here you cut it well, you just in a different shape,
Yes.
and then people are saying, no, that is bad.
Mm.
You dress code, you put on something. You see, to me,
Mm.
it compromises the revealing aspect, because you see, women are supposed to be beautiful, look
Yeah.
attractive, and beautiful. So if you allow them to cover all their body, eh, they won't reveal that. It actually denies men even the opportunity
Mine.
to, yeah, it denies men the opportunity to have that aspect of that s- pleasure. Of course, you won't be able to get. Okay, that's what happens. So it's the same thing that religion inculcates in people's mind. But what I feel about religion, yes, it's okay to go by that. There is a saying which says, "Do what I say, but don't do what I
Do.
do."
Yeah.
So in public, dress code can only be defined by where you go. and the kind of people in that environment. I think that is what makes sense to me.
My aspect of, okay, if I was okay, the basic thing I wanted to put in this was research, religion wise. Like, when you're searching ChatGPT, it will tell you maybe you've not yet downloaded something. Maybe you want some code, and it will refer you to download maybe VS Code from a certain website. So what I was bringing in up in this context was, if I'm searching, like I'm making research on a particular maybe verse in the Bible or Quran, AI will describe, like the conversational models maybe will describe what the thing is, and it will give you other sources for more understanding. Of course, yes, religion is, like you said, it's individual based or self-driven thing. I will believe if I really want to believe and my mind has taken me to believe. So if I believe, how will I increase my belief and or protect it from going away? That is okay, through using AI. I was asking how would we use AI models to also embrace religion, uh, make it an impact in the religion, in the religious sector, in the church and mosque sector. Yeah, that is how. Okay, that was my question, but not beating any religion
Okay.
in any way.
Now, on that aspect of the chat GPT into the aspects of religion,
Yes.
to me, I still find the concept of this AI driven tool to be a biased concept. Because even when you search for certain keywords, it refers the aspects of he, not she. So still, even when I read, yes, even
That
when I,
maybe that's what it learned.
yeah, that's what it is trained on. So I believe that even in the training of these Bible verses, okay, I'm quite sure that if the Bible is written in a certain way, that's how ChatGPT is going to be what trained. Just like if I go and type on that aspect of, okay, I read a verse in the Bible, and the verse is saying that you could marry many women. Okay, I don't know, but what I feel quite disturbing is that I know the lights, right?
The
The
volume.
reflection. No, it's okay. I know what is so disturbing in this aspect is that every time you use AI in a Bible thing, just know it's going to be biased in terms of what? Religion. So if I read a verse, and I'm trying to relate,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
And I'm trying to relate to what I want to implement. Okay, there are the Ten Commandments. I don't know if they are also there in the
Yes.
Quran.
Yeah, yeah.
One of them, I think, do not what? Steal.
Not
Thank
still.
you. Yes.
Okay?
Mhm.
But if you how do you define stealing? In which perspective?
Stealing.
Taking what does
Stealing
not
is
belong to you
taking
without
what does not belong to you
without
without
permission.
Is
permission.
there a situation where do you believe 100% that you have never taken anything that does not belong to you?
But no one is perfect, of
Me,
course.
me, have, me, okay, me, I have. I've taken something that has without permission. But, but I think,
So
since we're talking about
mm,
religion, I think stealing, whether it's something big or small, it's still stealing. Even if I took this book without
Without
permission,
permission,
mm,
I would
from
have
you,
stolen.
it's yours, I take it without permission, I've stolen it.
now that's when the context of those Bible verses, how you respond to them, because the Bible, you read about that context in the Bible that do not steal, but you start becoming guilty of the total amount of crimes you have
But of course,
committed.
you have to get guilty. Like
Mm,
even when you go to church, the
mm,
pastor or the father or the priest will tell you,
mm.
"Do not steal. If you did this and this, you will feel guilty because maybe yesterday at night
But
you took someone's
I
cup
think
without his or her permission."
even
I think you should be biased, and that is the impact you really want.
even without going into all that detail, it goes back to what are you, what do you believe in?
Yes,
We have people
actually.
who believe that maybe stealing is breaking into someone's house. Others think stealing is robbing someone of their property. Others who are maybe more religious than others believe even if it's a train, you're not supposed to take it without someone's permission. So it's about what you believe, and we're not yet convincing anyone about what they take in their society, in their mind, because that's not our role. But in terms of AI, I think for AI it's already biased. I think there's something I saw trending. Someone had asked it about a man and a woman. When they asked for a given prompt about a woman, it said that's gender violence. And when you removed the word woman and put man, it answered. So I don't know if you could try that in the recording and show people how they do that varieties. But honestly, for this one, we know it's something that was brought by the Western world, and we don't know the take of the Western world. You get
On the impact
on
of
the
the
well, yeah,
virus, yeah.
it's going. I'm sure if you asked it about the genders, it's going to tell you there's man, there's female, or there's like so. Okay, to give you all these
The
stupid
virus,
things of
yeah,
the
yeah.
Western world. But however, now it comes back to us. If it gives me that, am I ignorant? Am I ready taking garbage in, garbage out? I'm not a computer. That's why I have my mind. I should
Yeah.
contemplate and see.
To know what is
You
right.
even I could tell it by the way. If it told you there are five genders and you said me, I know there are two. ChatGPT is trained in order to be like apologies. There are
There are
two
two
genders,
genders.
and now it implies from that point in time, from that
When you
specific
went,
point,
yeah, yeah.
it will start using in your chat that there are two
Two
genders.
genders.
It will never say there are five. So I think as we use these AI tools, let's be informed. Okay, to help you get more informed, but don't take your ignorance there. Ensure you come with what you know and train them to suit your boundaries.
How do you feel about the sound?
It's fine.
It's totally okay. All right. Yeah, you know, I don't know the last time I entered church, but I think it should be last year. Yeah, some kind of what I see in these money making churches have discouraged a lot of my connection to church. I'm a Catholic, and I think I'm the only Catholic in my own understanding.
Ah,
Because
no, say Catholic. Catholic is good.
I'm
In his own
in my
Yeah,
own
I
understanding.
know.
understanding. So much about these AI tools and ChatGPT and these machine learning tools in religion, I may not be very much conversant about it, but I can give you my honest opinion about the the data which is used to train the AI tools when it comes to analysis of these Bible quotes and the rest. They leave the allowance of what the Western world want the other world to see,
Take him, yeah.
to take in. Because if you look at this in many aspects, they feel like most of our representations, our true, when it comes even to our true cultural norms as Africans, they want us to look at the other aspect of religion in a different perspective in their own aspect. That's why even when you deal with this AI conversational tool, you try to type in something, just know that whatever verse that is being put, it is always argued out. They don't lock you mindset into looking at one aspect of the Bible, the revolution. Okay, let's look at it in the aspect of the world did not start from nothing. That's okay. In the aspect of the scientists and then religion.
Religion.
Okay, and then how these AI tools will help us. I think you should be able to know that the world scientist Stephen Hawking believes that the world began from something, not from nothing. The revolution of the world. So when you try to Google these aspects on internet, you find the context is always derives towards the the how the model is being trained, especially when it comes to the data that it represents to you. Have you ever typed something in a chat GPT and tells you that, hey, this is not in the Bible? I apologize. What you type?
It's
Okay,
in the Bible.
it's not in the Bible.
I think to answer that, when you're compiling the video, just search it. So just you put that
Okay.
prompting scenario when you're asking it. But
But I could also add in this speech or conversation. Well, to me, I think we are just stuck to the Western world. We have the tools. We've learned the languages. We know how to make data sets. We can come up with our own data sets. Why can't we make our own models and use them on our what? on our own data, that the models can learn on our own data, and instead of being stuck to the Western world, just because the tool came from the Western world, but we also know how currently people are making chatbots, right? We can also make them. So I think we shouldn't be biased by those guys. We can also make it instead of saying it
Yeah,
is AI, like the models learn on their own data. We can also make them learn on our own data.
yeah, I think that's true. But the only issue here we have is the diversity. These guys, it's so popular. It's already known everywhere. So I think let's focus on telling people how best they can utilize this that they have. Because I'm sure at that time I had my friend, he didn't know about ChatGPT, and I told him, and really, I think the only way I told, I was like, "What do you think you want to know?" It was a funny question. It was like, "How to show a babe on the first time?" Well, at first time. So he put it in ChatGPT, and the response was, if you're meaning kiss for chew, you can do it like this. Gave him 10 steps, and the guy was like, "Wow, man, this is a good tool." Like, I was so excited. So, like, you see, right now, people may not know exactly what the power of ChatGPT. And I think if you guys could allow me, even we could make snippets of videos on how to utilize ChatGPT. Honestly, for me, there's some guy I follow on Twitter. That guy, you can see that ChatGPT is a powerful tool. In
It
that,
is.
even Google, but see, Google Bard was launched after ChatGPT to try to outbeat it.
Yes,
But
because
those
of it.
guys, I'm sure, but they can't beat that thing,
But Google
in my
Bard, actually,
opinion.
I think the implementation of Google Bard was quick because they already had the data.
Yeah, because for them,
They already had the
they Google
data.
the database of
Yes,
Yeah,
Google. Yeah,
it was quick because of the data,
yes.
but I like, if I'm taking into the in the aspects of reading the information, I find the data generated from BAT, it's quite simple and
Thank you.
straightforward.
Yes, yes.
yeah,
But the
and
one on
summarize.
ChatGPT,
ChatGPT, it's too
Nope.
much of work to read
and it's
and
not direct.
direct. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but Google has streamlined. Actually, I even like me. I can tell that this is a content from BAT, or this is a content from
Now let me give you a
ChatGPT.
scenario where you guys I'm sure won't appreciate. You go and check this website called Forefront Chat. You go and open up an account. It gives you a free what? A free a free okay, you can search for free on it. However, there are limitations. It has ChatGPT 3.5, 4, then it has other two versions of AIs. When you use ChatGPT 4, now what you're talking about Google Bard, you're going to say that Google Bard is a kid. I'm gonna show you.
We are comparing this
No, in terms
normal
of the
version.
tone of how you write grammar and how it
Yeah,
represents,
I think it's
honestly, I believe BAT is very good in terms of simplifying
Simplicity, yeah.
that's when
simplicity.
you're using
That's
ChatGPT 3.
100%.
ChatGPT 3, that one. It's okay, it's so old and it's not.
No, I don't use the ChatGPT 3. I think I use the ChatGPT 4.
Oh,
But
because
on the aspect of research, we may, you guys have, you've done some bit of research into emotional AI detection. I don't know which course unit was that one that you guys did some bit of
that
AI,
was
AI.
that was artificial intelligence.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Which semester was that?
That was
First semester.
first semester of year two.
Second, yeah.
Of second year.
Yes.
Okay. And who was lecturing? I have forgotten.
Mr.
Mr.
Galiwango
Galiwango
Marvin.
Marvin.
I think he tried a lot. I have to give that guy credit. How many did he ask all of you to to
Yes, yes.
to upload the content on?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
everyone
was a
was
must.
making their videos, just that some opted to make them private, others made them
The
public.
public.
Yeah, but everyone had their YouTube channel to which they were posting their videos.
I think he paid a lot of. Many students did not understand what he did, but he tried so much onto the research bit of it. I have actually liked his approach, but the students did not utilize his approach. Because each and every time I would go and check on the students, I find they have picked all the aspects of AI. There are several students who even suffer getting research topics that can be done in AI. But I find it very simple. From all the topics that most of you have discussed, there are real problems that really need AI driven solutions.
Yeah.
And I've actually liked the concept that he handled it in terms of AI in the aspects of ML, and that was a good thing. And the good thing, I'm going to pick it up from there. But now let's get back to the aspect of ChatGPT in research, in coursework. How how do you people go about ChatGPT in coursework? And how have you been using them in your coursework? Have you been okay? We know when it was launched. Just know it was a November 30th thing of 2022. We are in July. These are almost 7 months. That okay, maybe probably I don't know how long I started using it in December last year. So this is about 7 months of using ChatGPT, and but maybe like 1 month right now that I've been using it. But how do you find this in handling coursework? Because I want to be unique. I want to make sure that even when I give you my coursework, you go on internet, search for it, and you want to get a solution for it. I know one lecturer. If you have not met him, then you will meet him. Dr. Benjamin Kanagwa. You will never find his what
Another.
solutions on what
On the net.
on the net, because that's one thing that I credit him for. That I know probably you'll be watching this. You're my mentor. I worked with you, and I know your potential. So, but how do you find that?
Oh well, to me, I when coursework is given to me these days, it's a very easy thing. It doesn't burden me compared to when ChatGPT and Bard were not there.
Where you
Because
had to go Google and
Google, I
gives you
go
a
gigs
bunch
for
of
gigs,
information.
overflow. At
Yeah.
times you have to subscribe for check to get the code when
Okay.
something has really
I
failed.
remember using check in one of my BPM class, business process modeling. In one of the course unit, we were given a text, and yeah, it was horrible. It was my worst mark. I got a 64 at my first, but
But
but I think I will never forget that. Anyway, but
Well, yeah, so
getting back to that,
yeah, it's like it usually like those days
so you
before
would
the
also you would go for those paid versions of
because at
check
times yeah, at
when things
times
are really hard.
how really hard you subscribe as a group,
Okay.
you get the code or something that is needed. But then currently, uh, okay, just because a majority are using this normal chat GPT, not upgrading to the different levels of premium or the premium
Actually,
packages.
they are the same. The content are always the same. I've used the paid version. There's no big
Yeah.
difference.
So currently, when we are, I know I will not say when I because I think almost
Oh no.
everyone go to chat GPT or bad, make research. I really understand. I make sure that I've understood what it has given me. I can even draft my own example from what it has given me. I can take its code, but I also manipulate my own code to make sure that I've understood. Even when it gives me the code and I've really failed to understand, I will tell it
Yeah, okay.
explain line by line. It makes me understand. When I face an error, I tell it to solve the error. It explains to me very well. I solve the error myself. At times you cannot go into your local machine, change the settings,
No, you don't
configure
want.
all
Yeah,
that.
that
I
would
make
be
sure
your
that
work.
I get from it the content, go and configure everything at my own. Yeah, that's how I use it in coursework.
for me, coursework, I think it depends on the coursework, and also I have to ask where. I think like last semester when I had the operating systems coursework there, the fact that I looked at the questions we had to answer, and I knew ChatGPT was going to be a trap because I know ChatGPT they're using dataset for 2021. So me, what I did is I have to make sure I have my websites that I trust. I first visit them. I read through even without writing anything. I just get the clues, and I can now venture into ChatGPT
ChatGPT.
or Google Bard.
And that's why you got the best marks.
But I think
You got best marks.
Compared to the max I saw because majority of the people who use ChatGPT, in fact, they fail. They even didn't expect.
Hey,
Yes.
yeah. So you see ChatGPT, it gives you answers depending on the trends. It's in an area that's trained that has a diversity of possible solutions. That's a trap. Just know that you're going to fail because it's going to give you answers that are not so good. This, but if you go to Geeks for Geeks, and also Geeks for Geeks, you have to be strategic because Geeks for Geeks it has very many people who upload.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure you look for the latest version upload in that
At times it
scenario.
places, but it's not the right
Yeah,
one.
then you read through like more because I think for coursework it's an approach that we as people we have to adopt and utilize. Yeah, and then another thing is now there are things of code. By the way, you should trust Chat in things of code. Just go for ChatGPT. But those are facts. Like it's the syntax is syntax. You're
Yeah.
not going to create your own syntax. You're not going to analyze the syntax of
But I
saying.
think I still feel Bud writes better code than ChatGPT.
For go, I
I've
haven't
never
of
tried
late.
using,
It's
but
No,
by the sometimes what I
yeah,
do,
actually,
I
I'm
use
very.
both of them at once.
yeah, it's good to use
Me,
both of
I
them. You
And
start with
can
compare the
I
content,
start with ChatGPT, which gives
a
a
variety.
variety of content.
Yes.
Then I go to Bard and I tell it, and depend in this context, summarize this sample code or something, remove extra like repetitions. I tell it what I want it to do, then it generates for me. If they said I had 1,000 words, I find myself with 500 words, but there's no change. This is AI.
At times there
The,
is
you
change
tell it,
in
I tell it in the
if it's
same
not code.
logical flow.
If it's not code, there is change.
Logical flow. Okay, to remove the words, but I mean like the meaning. The meaning does not change. Because I remember this, now there's this project of FinApp when I was generating the onboarding screens. I tried, I was like, let me use these guys. I told them, take a point. I gave it the case study of FinHub. I told them, consider a new client who has downloaded the application for the very, very first time. Generate for me onboarding screens. ChatGPT generated. They were like 15. I took the other guys, I told them, without losing the logical flow and the sense of my request. Can you generate for me onboarding screens for this application? Generated 5 of them. And when I looked through and I compared, the thing was no difference. So it's at the end of the
Between
day,
the 15 and the 5.
yeah, when I went on my paper and now I was drafting my mockups and wireframes, I wasn't doing from scratch. I had crews on the entire thing. So I think it's about the ability to maneuver around. No one will teach you how. No one told me utilize both of them at the same time. Other times, these ones forget something. This one says I've added this because of this and this. They'll tell you because at the end of the day, they show you down. It'll be like additions, omissions. So they 12 and you see, there's little work to do.
Okay, I feel this is a good discussion. I want us to change the location because my body is not good with too much sun. I'm feeling too much heat. So we're going to stop this episode here, but we will resume from another environment. The sun is too much for me. All right, catch you on part two.